Amid all the explosive action that constitutes an expectedly intrinsic part of Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning Part 1, the one key takeaway from the movie is that the key to knowledge, preparedness, and survival in an artificial intelligence-fueled future will inevitably have to spring from the real world of humans. In the seventh Mission Impossible film, directed by Christopher McQuarrie from a screenplay co-written by him with Eric Jendresen, Tom Cruise's irrepressible and insuperable Ethan Hunt finds himself up against a mysterious and invisible power with the potential to wreak havoc on mankind. Dead Reckoning Part 1 is about Ethan Hunt reconciling how he got to this point in his life, and McQuarrie and co-writer Eric Jendresen narratively recall De Palma's film repeatedly. And with its sweaty, canted close-ups, Fraser Taggart's cinematography wants you to remember the first movie, how Ethan Hunt became an agent and the price he's been paying from the beginning. It's not just visual nods. Dead Reckoning returns former IMF director Eugene Kittredge to Ethan's life with a new mission. Kittredge informs Hunt that there's essentially a rogue AI in the world that superpowers are battling to control. The AI can be manipulated with a key split into two halves. One of those halves is about to be sold on the black market, and so Ethan and his team, including returning characters Luther and Benji, have to not just intercept the key, but discern its purpose. The key only matters if IMF can figure out where and how to use it. After a desert shootout that ushers Ilsa Faust back into the series, the first major set piece in Dead Reckoning Part 1 takes place in the Dubai airport, where Hunt discovers that there are other players in this espionage chess game, including a familiar face in Gabriel, a morally corrupt mercenary who is one of the reasons that Hunt is an agent in the first place. Gabriel is a chaos agent, someone who not only wants to watch the world burn, but hopes the fire inflicts as much pain as possible. In many ways, Gabriel is the inverse of Ethan, whose weakness has been his empathy and personal connections. Gabriel has none of those, and he's basically working for the AI, trying to get the key so no one can control it. At the airport, Ethan also crosses paths with a pickpocket named Grace, who gets stuck in the middle of all of this world-changing insanity, along with a few agents trying to hunt down the rogue Ethan, and are played by a wonderfully exasperated Shea Wiggum and Greg Tarzan Davis. A silent assassin, memorably sketched by Pom Klementieff, is also essential to a few action scenes. And Vanessa Kirby returns as the arms dealer White Widow, and well, if the ensemble has a weakness, it's Kirby's kind of lost performance. She has never quite been able to convey power player in these films as she should. But that doesn't matter because people aren't here for the White Widow's backstory. They want to see Tom Cruise run. The image most people associate with Mission Impossible is probably Mr. Cruise stretching those legs and swinging those arms. He does that more than once here, but it seems like the momentum of that image was the artistic force behind this entire film. Dead Reckoning Part 1 prioritizes movement. Trains, cars, Ethan's legs. It's an action film that's about speed and urgency, something that has been so lost in the era of CGI's diminished stakes. Runaway trains will always have more inherent visceral power than waves of animated bad guys, and McQuarrie knows how to use it sparingly to make an action film that both feels modern and old-fashioned at the same time. These films don't over-rely on CGI, ensuring we know that it's really Mr. Cruise jumping off that motorcycle. When punches connect, bodies fly, and cars crash into each other. We feel it instead of just passively observing it. The action here is so wonderfully choreographed that only John Wick Chapter 4 compares for the best in the genre this year. Plus, the movie packs enough twists and turns into its 163 minutes to keep the audience glued to the screen. Dead Reckoning Part 1 is as old school as an espionage thriller can get. Therein lies much of the film's strength: crazy street chases, an intriguing cat-and-mouse game at a busy international airport, fisticuffs atop a running train, even a sword fight on a bridge across the Venetian Canal. And this one does not even have Ethan Hunt in the thick of the action. It is all out here. There's also something fascinating thematically here about a movie star battling AI and questioning the purpose of his job. Blockbusters have been cautionary tech tales for generations, but think about the meta aspect of a spy movie in which the world could collapse if the espionage game is overtaken by a sentient computer that stars an actor who has been at the center of controversy regarding his own deepfakes. There's also a definite edge to the plotting here that plays into the actor's age in that Ethan is forced to answer questions about what matters to him regarding his very unusual work-life balance, a reflection of what a performer like Cruise must face as he reaches the end of an action movie rope that's been much longer than anyone could have even optimistically expected. Of course, the most important thing is this: Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning Part 1 is just incredibly fun. It feels half its length and contains enough memorable action sequences for some entire franchises. Will Cruise save the blockbuster experience again? Maybe. and he might do it again next summer too. And that's it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed our deep dive into this movie. If you agreed with our take or think we missed something, please let us know in the comments below. Remember to hit the like button if you enjoyed this video, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button so you never miss out on our future movie reviews and discussions.